Today I want to show you how to make a man laugh. No, seriously, I want to show you how you can make him laugh, how you can make him like you, and how you can make him fall in love with you in the process. And you learn this directly from the source, because I'm German and we all know that Germans have the best humor in the world. Crickets, nothing. I mean, yeah, good luck with making me laugh because I'm German and I don't have a humor gene. But I learned something over the years, and I learned what I think is funny and what other men think is funny. And today I want to share that with you. And there are two main ingredients that I want you to cook together, and this makes men laugh. Surprise him and be weird. The weirder, the better. And I will show you how to do that. And it all starts with making him laugh with a funny face. Remember what I said? Surprise him and be weird. My girlfriend, for example, she sometimes does this when we're out eating. Then she makes a duck face, or she makes another funny face, or she just makes something that's really, really weird and I laugh about it. Or she makes her eyes go bigger and bigger or something like that. She really opens her eyes wildly and then she closes them again. Just some stupid faces. And sometimes she also pretends to be a cat when we're cuddling in bed. She just goes like meow, 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 and then she makes like a cat face and a cat sound. And these are just things that are cracking me up. It's playful, it's fun, it's somehow also free-spirited a little bit. It's about not caring what other people think. It's about enjoying the moment. It's about just being the weird and funny and silly girl that you want to be in this moment. And you can also use food and other things to make him laugh. To give you a few examples, you can make a duck face with Pringles. You know Pringles, those potato chips? You can just place two of them together and then make a duck face and go quack, 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 or something like that. Or you can be a walrus with toothpicks. You can make the toothpicks inside your mouth and go like, that's something that I actually love to do. I sometimes do that on first dates, and it always makes the girls crack up laughing. And the same is true for you when you want to attract a man. Don't you think he will laugh when you do that? And this will break the ice in the beginning, because when it comes to first dates, the first stage of the first date, let's say the first couple of minutes, they're always a little bit tense. You're not quite sure, do you like him? Does he like me? What's going on? And if you then do this and just act a little bit silly, the ice is broken. It really breaks the ice faster than any polar bear could possibly do it. Or when you eat a carrot, for example, eat it like a rabbit and go like Bugs Bunny style. Something weird and funny like this that always works. It's so good when you do something like this on the first date. And what if the guy doesn't react positively? I mean, I can't imagine that happens unless you date a German accountant, then maybe. But if he reacts in a negative way, then you know this guy isn't playful, this guy isn't fun to be around, I don't want to date that guy. But I promise you that 99.99% of men will think it's funny and will like you more. Because they are also afraid that the first date will be boring, and they can also feel this tension, and if you then do that, it will make everything so much easier, and it will be so much easier for you and for him to engage in a conversation and to make things flow in a natural way. And another thing you can do is to ask him really weird personal questions. Remember, weirdness wins when it comes to making a man laugh. And this is something that I want you to do. You see, I'm already laughing by just thinking about the questions that I'm going to ask right now. For example, you can ask him, what would you do if you farted so loud right now that the whole restaurant would hear it? Or you can ask him, what would you do if I jumped on the table and screamed like Tarzan? Just some weird stuff like that. He will love it, I promise you. If he's a guy who has humor, if he's a guy who's playful, who's fun to be with, he will love you for it. And then make him laugh with your personality. In general, be playful around him and don't take yourself so seriously. Don't be stuck up, don't be arrogant, be a little bit down to earth, not just a little bit, be down to earth, and also make fun of yourself. For example, let's say your hobby is dancing, or your hobby is ballet dance. Let's say it like this, maybe you're a ballet dancer. And then you can say, oh my god, I'm such an elegant swan, can you see me? And you make it in an exaggerated way, you make some exaggerated hand movements, and this will make him laugh. This is funny, and it just makes you so much more likable than if you would say, yeah, you know, I'm really into ballet. I mean, the same is true for you. Think about it this way. If you meet a guy and he says, I'm just got recently promoted to head of my department. Do you think that's attractive? Of course not, he's trying to impress you. But what if he would say, yeah, you know, I lead a team of crazy people, it's really funny. That's completely different. It's down to earth, it's playful, and it creates this amazingly easy and playful and effortless atmosphere. And then you can make him laugh with your funny stories. Making a man laugh is so easy when you have the right stories. For example, you can tell him about this one time that you got really drunk. Or this one time at band camp. Yeah, if you've watched American Pie, you can tell this story. One time at band camp. No, but seriously, you can make him laugh with funny stories, tell something exciting from your past, some travel adventures, and you can just make it funny. And then you can make him laugh by apologizing in a funny way. For example, you're on a date with him and you eat his last chicken wing and you go, oops, that was the last chicken wing, I'm so sorry. Or for example, if you, that's something that my girlfriend likes to do. When she goes with her hand through my hair and goes like, brrrr, and afterwards I have an afro. And then she just says something like, oh, I'm sorry that I destroyed your beautiful hair. And I always think it's funny. I can't be angry at her for that if she says it in a funny way. Or you give him a kiss on the cheek, or even a kiss on the lips if it's at a further stage of your date. And you then say, oops, now you have lipstick on your lips, or oops, now you have lipstick on your cheek. This is something that creates a playful atmosphere if you apologize in a funny way. And yes, it's amazing if you apologize in a funny way. But what if you have to apologize in a serious way? Because you made one of the biggest mistakes that so many women all around the world make with men and that make it impossible for them to ever commit to them. Do you want to avoid these mistakes? Then you have to check out the link in the description. And you might also use swear words and then be shocked about it. That's something that I personally love. When a woman uses swear words and then she goes like, oops, that's not very ladylike. Just do it in a funny way. This can work really, really well to make him laugh. And you can also make him laugh by laughing at his jokes. And that might be a little bit difficult, at least if its jokes are really, really bad. But think about it this way. If you're on a date with a guy and he tries to be funny, he really tries his best, but like I said, maybe he's a German like me and we're just not funny. He just tries it and he's not successful with it. What happens when you then stare at him like a deer in the headlights and you don't even blink, nothing, no reaction, no nothing. The whole atmosphere will go and it gets really uncomfortable. If you instead just show him that it's a little bit funny, even if you don't think it's so funny, but it just creates this atmosphere again where you can continue the conversation and maybe he gets funnier or maybe you do something funny because you now know how to make a man laugh and it's just better for the first date because then you give the date a chance. Otherwise, if you don't laugh about his jokes at all, if you don't show any reaction, he will feel insecure, he will doubt himself, he will lose his self-confidence, and then the atmosphere will just be like terrible. And you might even meet an amazing guy, but he's just not funny because he's so nervous. So that's why it's so important to give him this chance. That's at least my opinion, you don't have to do it, but if I were you, I would do it. And you can make him laugh by playing Truth or Dare on the first date, or any other funny game. But I love to play Truth or Dare. Like if I were you, I would do this afterwards, if I were you, I would do this whenever it's there. And this reminds me actually of a movie that I absolutely love. It's a terrible movie. I don't know if you've watched the movie 43. Like this movie with all these big celebrities where it's just random short films that make absolutely no sense. And there's this one scene with Halle Berry where she's in a restaurant with a guy on the first date and they play Truth or Dare. Of course, they do it in such an extreme way that in the end they go to the plastic surgeon and they look completely messed up. You shouldn't do that. But just the idea of it, to make something funny, make some crazy game, have fun. And you can make a man laugh by making funny statements. For example, I have this female friend and I know I shouldn't tell you this, but hey, I tell you anyway because I think it's funny. Maybe you think it's completely weird, but this one evening we were out in the bar. I was with a couple of friends and with her. And she has this, let's say, very, very direct attitude. She's German, by the way. And she just said in the middle of the conversation, with nobody expecting it, "Oh man, I have to pee like a horse." And suddenly the whole table was laughing. I don't want you to say the exact same thing. That might not be the best way to start a date. But if you just say something, some funny statement, something weird. For example, oh god, I think I have to burp. Oh my god, I don't have to burp. I hope I don't have to burp. Or you say, oh, you have to roll me home. I'm so full I can't walk anymore. That was too much pasta. Just some funny weird statement. And when you're texting him, you can make him laugh with funny memes and GIFs. I mean, I remember this one girl I dated. She sent me the Dave Chappelle cocaine meme. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but this meme of Dave Chappelle, the comedian, where his whole face is basically covered in white powder. And she sent me that when I asked her why she's in such a good mood today. And that was her response, and I thought it's hilarious. And another great way to make a man laugh is to start a tickling match, a tickling fight. That's actually also one of the best ways to get closer to him and to then introduce the touching that can then lead later naturally to kissing. A tickling match is never a mistake, but there are a lot of mistakes that you can make on the first date, and unfortunately most women make these mistakes, and they are so bad because they scare the man that they're on the date with away. They make every man pull away, and I know that you want to avoid these mistakes, and I give you free access to these mistakes so that you can make sure that you will not make these mistakes on your next date. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.